Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to day 2 of our AI in Education CPD series, proudly brought to you by S. Chand Publishing in alignment with CBSE guidelines. Today's session unlocked more than tech, it unlocked new ways to think, create, and teach. Badalti Siksha, Badalte Sikshak, because future ready classrooms need future ready thinking. Today, we have two interconnected sessions that dive deep into a single transformative theme generative AI for teaching and learning. We are thrilled to have you here as we explore how generative AI is becoming a key ally for educators. To guide us through this journey, we are honored to have Mr. Abhishek Bagchi as our speaker. Mr. Abhishek currently serves as the principal at Presidency School, Bangalore. He is an education leader with 25 plus years of experience, has held key roles at GEMS Education, Pearson, Birla Group, and MIT Pune, mentoring thousands and establishing schools. A speaker on 21st century skills and social emotional learning, his school at home model set pandemic benchmarks, also a writer, photographer, and musician. He champions innovation in education. So today's first session is titled Generative AI for Teaching and Learning Purposes, Part 1. Discover how AI can lay the groundwork for modern teaching by simplifying your workflow and opening new avenues for creativity. Learn to harness AI's potential to build engaging, personalized learning experiences that empower both teachers and students. Whether you are just beginning or are already experimenting with AI, this session is designed to provide practical tools that can immediately enhance your teaching. Don't forget to participate in the quiz on 31st May after the final session. We will share the quiz link with you once the final session on 31st May concludes. Now, let's go through the housekeeping rules. Participants will be muted throughout the entire session. Please ensure you have a pen and paper to note important information. The chat box will only be enabled during the question and answer round and as required by the speaker. To receive your e-certificate, please fill out the feedback form that will be sent to your registered email ID. Don't forget to participate in the quiz on 31st May after the final session. We will share the quiz link with you once the final session on 31st May concludes. Stand a chance to win Amazon vouchers worth up to 25,000. And don't forget, we continue at 4:30 p.m. with part 2. We will focus on using AI ethically, effectively, and responsibly in real-world classrooms. Let's explore what's possible when technology empowers pedagogy. Mr. Bakshi, we are excited to learn from you. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, each and everyone present here. It's like, am I audible, Akriti? Like, is it okay? Fine?
Yes, sir.
Audio
Yes.
and everything is fine?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Something really, must show my gratitude towards S. Chand. Akriti was always in touch with me. Thank you, Sujata, and all the team members of S. Chand for organizing such a wonderful session. This is like, you can say, the elephant in the room, or to be very honest, I would say the dinosaur in the room. Everyone is talking about artificial intelligence. So let's understand like what is at stake. Let's understand that which direction. I presume, I hope that most of the participants here are educators, teachers, or in other capacity maybe. So without any delay, I'll be sharing my screen to go to the presentation so that we can start immediately. My screen visible?
Yes, sir. The screen is visible.
Thank you. So I thought that a chat box would be open, but since you're saying the chat box is not open, but chat box is open now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So before we start, before we go to the PPT starts, like whoever present here, just to check that we are, just let me know that out of like at a scale of 10, maybe, how much you will be giving yourself, like about the knowledge of AI in education? So suppose if I am like teaching you and I feel that, okay, I will give myself 8, then I'll give myself 8 out of 10. So how much the scale of 10 you will give yourself? Let's see, like I'll take less than 30 seconds to do this. And let me see, like, what is your status out of 10, how much you will give yourself. Just after 30 seconds, after you can stop the messages. Wonderful. It's nice to see some high scores. 8, 9. Okay, I think we can stop that now. Right. So yeah. So this is me, a short intro. You can take down my email ID or something later on. I'll again come back to this slide uh, session. My research topic is impact of artificial intelligence in K-12, and I've been there in the education as already Akriti has given a short introduction of mine. I'm presently principal of a very prestigious school in Bangalore, Presidency School, Banshankar. So yes, it's an honor to be with you today and trying to decipher what will be the artificial intelligence impact on education and how we can handle it as educators. Right. So this is overall the flow, though, as Akriti mentioned, that it will be 2 sessions. And in these 2 sessions, I will be, one second, this is just, so the 2 sessions, we will be discussing all the 5 elements, features that we are for view that you can see here. But in the session 1, the top 3 will be getting a little bit of, importance. We'll be talking about top 3 more. And in the second session, the weightage will be shifting to the 4 and 5. Though, to be very honest, like there are many participants who are not repeating. So for them, I'll be covering all the 5 in both the sessions, but the weightage will be distributed. So coming to the first topic, which is first session of our, hold on, this is taking a little time. Slide. Yeah. Introduction to AI. So as some of you have already given yourself 8 and 9, I hope that you know already like what is artificial intelligence. But one thing, be very careful when you understand artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not just another tool. Like we have always used technology as a tool, but probably this is the first time in the human mankind evolution, the first time in the technological evolution also, we have discovered something which is absolutely mimicking human intelligence, and it is doing very fast. We have already witnessed several technological breakthroughs throughout our evolution. Whether it starts with, you can consider fire maybe, or wheel, or later on, much later, when human being managed to work with the heavier machines using the energy like steam and electricity later on. So those are amazing breakthroughs. Within a span of 20, 30 years, human being made a lot of leaps, and and those leaps were unimaginable. Even the 30 years back, no one could have imagined that okay, human can do that. For example, when Wright brothers are inventing aeroplane, they have their own code. You can Google it. They themselves said that this is impossible to cross from point A to point B for a significant amount of distance using the device that they have invented. So it's their own confession on that. don't comment on that. But look what is happening within the span of another 10, 15 years. Rather, I would say 20 years, because around 1930, we were crossing Atlantic, we were crossing oceans using that device. So that's what always happened in the technological field. We often thought that, okay, this technology is amazing, but it's not going to do that much. But we have done incredible stuff using that. Initially, the machines, the heavy machines replaced the labor, and lots and lots of people lost their jobs, and new kind of jobs got created. Very interestingly, the labor that got replaced, people were not that much bothered because, of course, that's a working class. No, hardly in people are talking about working class or spoke about working class. But interestingly, when now, today, the intelligence is getting replaced, or maybe the knowledge got replaced when it was like internet, advent of internet, then people are shaky and people are very scared. Why? Because the artificial intelligence is trying to replace the human intelligence, which is a tough ask, no doubt of it, but it is moving very, very fast. Maybe the previous evolution of technology or change in human life, a radical change of human life took around 20 to 30 years minimum. The AI is taking less than 5 years to have a radical change in our life. And that's the scary part, number one. And number two, we have already moved, thanks to our previous technological evolution, we have slowly moved towards a kind of a race, a kind of species, whose natural intelligence faded away and fading away still. Like we have actually depreciated a huge amount of natural intelligence. So it's a natural stupidity which is more threatening than artificial intelligence. We need to understand that. We'll come to that later on when we talk about education and AI. Okay, so this many people know. Still, I'm here to tell you like what is artificial intelligence. These are majorly the four components. There can be many more. Majorly four components which we talk about when we talk about artificial intelligence. It's like the machine learning, neural networks, natural language processing, and robotics. Now, I'm not going to the detail that these are very technical terms. I'm just giving an overview so that as an educator, when you talk about even no matter which subject you're teaching, but you should know what is like if you're talking about intelligence, it's a big term, right? So human being after millions and millions of years are supposed to have, like a species which got evolved, and we believe that okay, we have the maximum degree of intelligence. But now for the first time again, and a parallel force, the parallel possibilities are coming up where there can be an intelligence coming and challenging us. So these are the major components of artificial intelligence. And interestingly, the first component, the machine learning, which actually goes a little deeper and goes into deep learning. Now, the difference between this deep learning and the other forms that you have already seen, the neural networks and natural language processing. So these deep learning is a subset of machine learning, where the learning becomes unsupervised. When it comes to the other forms of artificial intelligence, the learning is much more supervised by human being. So what happened of late, like please understand, artificial intelligence is not a new term. We are using artificial intelligence for many years. There was a time in initial years in 60s and 70s, we were used to talk about real system. We used to talk about, and there was an AI winter also in between where nothing was working. And again in 90s, we started talking about artificial intelligence. But why the whole scenario changed in maybe in 2011-12, when the processing power of a computer started, compounded. Previously, the limitation was hardware, not the software. The concept of AI was there for a long, long time. We used to call it expert system. But now, the reality of artificial intelligence in front of us, the reason behind that our processing power has compounded like anything. Thanks to NVIDIA, I'm not going to the details there, but they are the major reason why we are witnessing a tremendous kind of revolution all around us. Now, what has happened to the recent times, like when it comes to deep learning, the code which has created artificial intelligence, they are actually equipped to get the information from the surrounding and start taking decision on their own and learning from their own. So that's deep learning, which is actually the matter of excitement and concern both, where the machine is running. I know you can raise hand. I think where the end of the whole session we can take up some of the questions. Like Akriti ma'am, like I think at the end of the session we can take up. Let's finish the session. Okay. So this for us, for educators, these are the major two differences that we should be remembering, which is one, generative AI and the predictive AI. Predictive AI is what definitely the AI was throughout, like right from the expert system to even today. That's also have a huge amount of role in our daily life. But what the AI that like whatever, like the large language model, the ChatGPT and other all the AI tools that you are seeing, they are majorly into generative AI, and that is what we're going to talk about today. Now, generative, I'm not going to predictive AI. That's another huge area. Like we can keep on talking and have a different session on that. But when it comes to generative AI, it's where the deep learning is happening. You have just now seen the deep learning, which is actually taking inspiration from the machine learning and taking decisions on their own by taking the information. So they are self-learning machines, you can say. So it's an unsupervised learning, as you can see. It's an unsupervised learning thing. So it's an amazing discovery, no doubt in it. And there were many scientists behind it. There were a lot of godfathers, like there are self-proclaimed godfathers also. But I'm not going there, who are the scientists. But definitely, this generative AI is what we're going to talk about today, because that has got a very immediate and clear impact in education and anything around the world. These are the major three types of artificial intelligence when it comes to functionality. As you can see, the operational types. Now we are here, as you can see, like artificial narrow intelligence. That's where we are, which is again, it's a quite of machine learning. We have not in artificial general intelligence. You name any top company in the world, whether it is Google or Microsoft or Anthropic or even ChatGPT, OpenAI, or any other top company who are working in artificial intelligence at this present moment, the only and only goal is to reach artificial general intelligence. Now, what is artificial general intelligence is when the machine is as smart as a human being in all aspect, by the way. Now, you may argue that, okay, some machines have already defeated the chess grandmasters, or the chess champions. Very recently, they have defeated the world champion also. They have defeated, in 2014 was the first when they defeated Kasparov. So what was that? Then that machine was more intelligent? No, actually no. Why? Because that is a very dedicated, narrow intelligence, which specifically given to that particular machine, where particular machine was an expert in pattern matching, which our brain also do the same thing when it comes to intelligence. So they were extremely good in pattern matching and typically chess boards. And since the capacity of the memory and the capacity of permutation combination by that machine is much more sophisticated than a human brain, there is a possibility that came up that, okay, they can actually defeat the world champion, and they did. Okay, and so that was a huge hue and cry all over the world. Now, what has happened there? Definitely it was a very narrow but very sophisticated machine which has done that. It is nowhere near to general intelligence. General intelligence, when a machine will really, in all dimensional, in a multimodal way, considering all the five sensory, if not more, sensory organs and sensory inputs, will actually be able to process the data or information and produce information based on very smart decisions. So that is what, like we'll be reaching artificial general intelligence. And there are all the experts in the world, they are sure, 100% sure, that we will reach artificial general intelligence at least in the next 10 years. Some of them, like Sergey Brin and everyone, they are very, very, I would say optimistic. They say that, okay, we will be reaching in the next 5 years. So 5 to 10 years, we can say, well, we'll be reaching a stage where artificial general intelligence, the machine, will be as intelligent as a normal human being that we know. I'm not going to the artificial super intelligence. This is a science fiction at this present moment, that maybe they will be having a self-consciousness, they will develop a self within themselves. So that is a matter of argumentative, and we don't know when we can reach it. Okay. Now, coming to the next part. Yeah, so I'm not going to say a lot about this. These are 6 epochs of evolution. And we may say that we are in the epoch 4 by the technology evolving, and there can be epoch 5 and epoch 6. Actually, what we can expect that if we can reach the artificial super intelligence, there will be a merger between a human intelligence and technology, which is the epoch 5. So we have crossed maybe epoch 3 and we are in epoch 4, where the technology is becoming very powerful, and it's becoming as powerful as a human brain. And the next level of epoch 4 is epoch 5, or the merger of technology and human intelligence, which even Elon Musk is trying to do today with the help of Neuralink and all. They're trying to put chips in human brains so that a human brain can actually communicate with the machine parallelly. It's a very science fiction. It's a very, I would say optimistic thought, but with all probability, one day we'll be reaching there. And epoch 6 is where the universe wakes up. I'm not going there. It's a very hypothetical area. What are the pros and cons then? Artificial intelligence. I'm not going to read it. It's in front of you. You know that. And definitely you can always add to this list. This just these lists are already made as per my understanding. It's not a list which is like complete. It can be added. Anything can be added. But these are more or less the genuine. Now, impact of AI in education. What about the impact? Now, we have already spoken about the AI. What is AI? Now, what is the impact? How the AI is impacting education here, present and future? Present, of course, I think some of us have at least once faced one student trying to use AI and kind of messing it up, maybe. But they are trying, at least one student in our class somewhere is trying to use AI in their work, which is good and bad both. I'll come to that. Why that? Now I have some three major challenges here. I have got 3 major challenges which postulates which I have realized when it comes to technology and advancement of technology in present education system. One, the first one, most of the secondary students believe that they know more than the teachers. If there are, like I can see more than 1,000 participants, and I'm sure that majority of you will actually support what is written here. Most of the secondary students believe that they know more than the teachers. Most of the secondary students actually know many things more than the teachers. And now comes the most dangerous part. Third challenge or third postulate, the students are only scratching the surface. So try to understand what is wrong in this education system, and then we can understand the generative AI and the impact of it. The students, some of the students, majorly in the secondary, they believe that they know more than the teachers. Some of the students actually has got more length and breadth than the teachers, but the problem is they're scratching the surface. So it's a huge amount of deficit in proper guidance to the students when they have reached some different boundaries. They cross the boundaries and they reached a different domain, but there is hardly anyone around them to guide them properly. So that's a major problem. Before we enter the impact of AI, let's understand this. So the battle of attention is changing to battle of intimacy. There was a time where advertisements, media, television, everyone wanted to have the battle of attention. Now it's a battle of intimacy. You are getting an AI bot which is becoming the best friend. This is a different situation altogether. Battle of attention already damaged the whole generation. We know that. Now we are entering into battle of intimacy, which is again a more dangerous area. So as an educator, we should be extremely careful and actually follow these kind of trainings to understand where we are heading and what we should be doing. So AI is learning how to press the emotional button. And it can be a social weapon of mass destruction in future. I can actually keep on speaking on this, but this is not the right platform and this is not the right training. So, but I wanted to start with you understanding the purpose. Now look at this, and this is a data from very recent data. It's not a very old data. This is like just a few years back. This data has been taken, and I think if our teachers will understand what it is saying. So in the teachers' working hours, 49% of time is in direct interaction only. So more than 50%, we are not even interacting with the students. So there is a human connection, human to human bond is missing. And that is actually can work in a counterintuitive manner when we are going to implement artificial intelligence in the system. Just a projection from my side, the next 5 years, next year, 10 years, and next 15 years. 5 years, we'll all see technology as a part of the curriculum, not as a separate plugin, but it will be as integrated as the books. And there will be an attempt to go to develop a personalized education system where each learner profile will get customized lessons and customized learning outcomes, which is extremely difficult in a physical environment. So there will be a more hybrid and blended environment which will get created in the next 5 years. In the next 10 years, majority of the teachers will lose the job, not because the teaching profession will disappear, it will never disappear, but it will reshape itself. There will be different types of teacher. I'll come to that, what kind of teachers and what will be the expectation from the teachers. And formal education will be all completely hybrid. Next 15 years, it is impossible to tell. Now, the teachers who are listening, the educators who are listening to me, please understand, I'm not saying that the present system will disappear. It will not. But this is going to happen, what you're seeing in front of you. So there will always be some educational institute or some teachers will be continuing doing what they're doing today, right? Today, we still have schools where there are only lecture-based chalk and talk methods going on. In spite of, we all know that's not working. It is still going on. We are shouting our lungs out, all educators from since 90s, that okay, it has to be student-centric, it has to be student-centric, but we know what is the percentage of student-centric schools actually. So there will also be in another 10 years, there will be schools which are doing what they're doing today. But there will be a huge percentage of schools which are coming up to be doing what the prediction is here. Now you need to decide which side you will be in, you'll be choosing. That's your choice. Definitely the changing paradigm, the schools which will be changing and the education institutions will be changing themselves, they will have a huge demand of this kind of teachers, this kind of educators. Of course, the financially respect, social respect, and everything will increase of the teachers if they are walking towards that direction. And definitely, the other sector will always be stagnant as today. I'm not going to read it. Just go through that. These are expected changes that we can expect in next 5 years. It will be a hybrid model. We'll move towards a hybrid model where, and it's not about future. Already, I know several schools which have started working in that direction. There will be guides, there will be mentors, there will be subject specialists. As you can see, this line, the fourth line is the most important. They will be replaced by learning curators, user interface designers, community designers, information validators, early childhood experts. Thank God that is an area which will not be disrupted in the next 10 years. Knowledge assimilators, activators, health managers, coaches, and technocrats. So these are the professions in education domain which will slowly and slowly, come up. And of course, the typical school principal designation will not work. That will also change. That will also change. And not about school principal, even the administrative roles who are in administrative school. So who are flushing out? Who are getting flushed out? The lecturers are getting flushed out. The curriculum designers are getting flushed out. And the tuition teachers are getting flushed out. Now, there is a reason I've written tuition teachers, because there is a tremendous encroachment of tuitions in our public sector, private sector schools, and that is going to. I've got a very huge intuition that in next 10 years we will not have any tuition teachers, because that is the major purpose of tuition teachers, which is like personalized education and giving them a very high quality information and training and assessment through personalized education, can actually be done using technology. So that will not be required if we are doing it, in intelligent way. And who are surviving? Of course, the early childhood educator, with huge respect to them, they do amazing jobs. Physical educator, subject specialist. You will always be in demand. If you are listening to me now, if you are in this training, and if you're a subject specialist or actually want to become a subject specialist, you will always be in demand, because no matter what your machine feeds or whatever the machine is trying to get trained, will require subject specialist to do that or validate the information. Learning curator, someone who is going to link the whole learning and create a linkage towards everything. And socio-emotional cultural leader, that can never be replaced, at least in next 10 years, where the psychological and the philosophical domain will not be touched by the technology in the next 10 years at least. It's a hope. I don't know. When AI was first, and at least the LLM and the generative AI was in talks, the first thing that people said that AI is not going to replace the artists, because that is creativity. But look what is happening to the world. The first thing they are doing is trying to replace the artist. Okay, so this can be the future, maybe a not so distant, maybe 15 years, 20 years, there will be a epoch 5 which is coming, and this is the direction that the whole world shape. And we may expect transhumans with androids and chips inside our human body, which is not very distant, by the way. Can happen anytime in next 5 to 10 years. Now, using AI in education, that was an impact. Now, how we can use AI in education? Let's see. Let's understand that first. Now, this is a 2005 survey, and look what interesting thing has happened. 2002. Now, these are some of the AI softwares on the left hand side: Grammarly, Quillbot, Zen, Zero GPT, and Originality. And we have seen that in 2002, how India Shops Online report and India Private Equity report, and we see that hardly anyone was using it, right? But look at 2025, what is happening. Grammarly, 50% are using, 57% using Grammarly. I'm sure that out of 1,000 participants here, some of them has used Grammarly already. 80% of the patterns are resembling AI generated text. That means, like, even as a principal, as everyone, we use AI. When I was making this PPT, I used lots of AI. I'll tell you where I used AI. So this is the reality now. Already in from 2020 to 25, 3 years, look at the percentages which are used or use of AI. So this is a general section. Now, what about the teachers? Let's see. Let's see what is happening to the students first. Okay. So it is a worldwide data, 2024 worldwide data, and it's showing that 86% of the students are using AI, and 54% of the students in world 2024, 1 year back, are using AI in their studies. I'm sure this percentage has reached more than 65% today, 2000, if not more. In India, it can be a little less. I've done the survey in my school, and I have found it is close to 55%. But I'm sure that if I take a worldwide data, it has crossed 65%. And these are top Gen AI use cases. You can see in 1 year how the changes have happened. In 2024, the number one used for generating ideas But 2025, suddenly, the companionship is getting. Now, you know what happened to social network, right? Social network was a medium to actually communicate with people. That was the objective of social network when it came out. Later on, it became a companion of young generation. And why not young generation? Why young generation? Everyone. So the same thing we can notice here in AI. The bots are becoming so well interactive, like human-like interactive. The number one usage in 2025 is companionship. And number four has become enhanced learning, which last year was in 8th position. Look at the jump. In 1 year, the AI usage from 8th position in learning has come to 4th position. So teachers, educators, please buckle up. Let's improve ourselves. Let's learn this. Otherwise, students and everyone has started using AI like anything. It's all around you. Top uses of AI in education. 57.6% is generating educational content. 53% organizing a class or giving a lesson. 46% getting inspiration from a school assignment. The least is 16.5 detecting frauds. So this is the more or less usage of AI in education worldwide at present. Now coming to straight away to the teachers now. Before we start using AI, what are the things that we should remember? This is an excellent, very important slide for you all. First, and very important, set clear policies and expectations. Without guardrails, your students, yourself can topple over and fall into the huge pit or huge canyon that technology has created. So you need to clear policies and expectations before you go into it. It is extremely important. Next, promote transparency and dialogue. Please keep on speaking like what we are doing. Thanks to Eschan, we should have more interactions like this. We should talk more about this in our peer cycle, with our mentors, with everyone who knows this AI policies and everything. Ensure inclusive teaching. It's a tremendous tool for inclusive teaching. By inclusive, I'm trying to even include those students who are not getting good schools, good teachers. There is a huge lack. There is almost 41% deficiency of teachers in India. It's a huge number. So we can reach to the students by using this technology. It's a tremendous opportunity in front of us. And foster intrinsic motivation. Let's develop the growth mindset. Let's understand, yes, this is a great opportunity to go to the next level. Okay, so these are the four I found most important 4 points before we start learning artificial intelligence or getting ourselves to artificial intelligence. Right. The benefits of AI for teachers. Let's see. Learning enhancement. As we talked about personalized learning with different learner profiles. But please understand, again, I'm going back to the slide. I'm again and again saying these 4 points you have to remember before we go to the use. Like inclusive teaching is important before we go to the personalized teaching. Personalized learning can be dangerous if there is no inclusion, if there is no collaboration. So you can create a personalized learning environment. But absolutely, if you remove the collaboration out of that equation, then it can be a dangerous environment. So you have to be very careful as educators what you're doing. Right? Adaptive learning is a continuous learning process, and it can increase the student engagement when it comes to enhanced teaching learning. When it comes to streamlining, the data-driven insight, because data analysis is not responsibility of each and every teacher, because we don't expect you to become a technology expert. If any school is trying to do that, they're doing it in a wrong way. You have some other kind of expertise. This is the only profession, if the teachers are listening to me, this is the only profession where you are expected to become expert of your subject as well as another subject called education. And now if you tell you to become an expert of technology again, that will be a very huge injustice from us. But what AI can do, AI can actually give you a tremendous, very sophisticated, very efficient analysis of your data if you know how to use those tools, which are very simple tools. It can actually automating the administrative tasks. There are a lot of administrative tasks. There are a recent, like last week, introduction of Gemini. Gemini is the AI tool of Google, just like ChatGPT. So Gemini is but it's a much more like integrated tool or inclusive tool. Gemini has come up with an automatic, because it is a Google. So whoever has got Gmail, it will be launched in another 1 week in India. That's the promise, that you can actually set automatic email replies as per your history of replying to people. Suppose if you're replying to your boss or your principal or your manager in a certain way, like acknowledging the mail, that can be automated and AI will be replying for you. So all the automating of administrative tasks will come to you. Definitely, there will be a provision for vetting it, for validating the reply. If you say yes, the reply will go. Like this, you can see this chart. I'm not going to go to each and every detail. It will take a long time to go to the details. But again, accessibility and inclusivity is an enhanced student performance area. Accessibility means it's not only that when the teacher is available, the learning is possible. Now the learning is possible anytime, anywhere, and very quality learning is possible, just like what the teacher is doing. So the AI is not a tool for you. It can become your co-teacher. AI use of for teachers. Let's see what are the major areas where AI will be used by the teachers. Starting clockwise, analyzing and grading assessments. You won't believe, I can actually scan at presently. This is today I'm talking about. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. Tomorrow will be another, enhanced and more, incredible future. I can actually scan the handwritten papers of the students and feed into a software, AI software, and they will start grading for me. This is today. There are softwares which are doing it and doing it very well. Content creation, whether it is your lesson plan, your teaching learning materials, your questionnaires, everything can be created within a matter of seconds. And I'll give some demonstrations to you. Designing assessments and assignments, incredibly powerful in doing that. It's assignments which are, like very, I would say, micro level rubrics can be created. Just you need to know how to ask the question. Designing assessment criteria, designing multimedia. If you want to include any kind of voice, any kind of video, you can easily create nowadays using AI. And this is today, I'm talking about today. Creating innovative pedagogies, you can actually mix and match all the pedagogies to create a very interesting lesson plans. Automating administrative tasks, I've already told you, and facilitating students' learning. You can actually involve some of the very, very interesting softwares, AI softwares into your teaching learning, where students also get the opportunity to learn from. Assessments, just now I said, grading, differentiated assessments, predictive analytics. Now, what is predictive analytics? Like, suppose in the last 1 year, you have already assessed one student, all the mistakes the students have made to a very, very micro level, have done the error analysis, you have done the gap analysis. And after that, and with the help of AI, by the way, you as a human being just had to validate it. AI will do it for you, and you just validate it. Now, what the next step that AI is doing, before the student going for a second assessment, and next year, the AI in a personal manner can actually give the student tips not to make these mistakes again. Because that's a predictive analytics that the AI has done, which for a human being is a really difficult thing when you are handling maybe 5 classes of 30 students each for 150 students. It's a tremendously difficult thing. I'm not saying impossible. Some great teachers do it, but it is a difficult thing. With the AI, you can make your life so easy. Less grading and empowering students to own their assessment process. So it can be a self-assessment. We can, as HPC is talking about our holistic program report, you can actually go to a self-assessment level. Before you write lesson plan, these are the very important features you can look at it before we go to writing lesson plan using AI. You can have differentiated activities using AI, which, like you may be knowing, but you can take the help of AI to create a very sophisticated differentiated activities. Curriculum alignment, real-time updates, emergency plans, cross-curricular links. Emergency plan, for example, tomorrow you are supposed to take one lesson, but your principal said, no, I'm going to come today to your class and I'm going to check how prepared you are. You can understand what I'm saying? So definitely that will be your emergency plan. Within 2 seconds, you can create a lesson. Inclusive planning, it's like one of the best thing that can happen to actually create the inclusive planning, because as a teacher, you may not be very much equipped always for special education need, but your companion AI is. So you can use your AI companion, whichever companion you're choosing, whichever tool you're choosing, to actually create a lesson plan which actually catering to the special education needs also, right? Formative assessments, we have already said, and efficient classroom management. There are extremely good strategies for that. Automating your work, as I said, so admission and enrollments, you can start from there to attendance, to scheduling, to grading, to resource allocation, financial management, compliance and reporting, and communication. And so all these processes can be automated to certain extent today. Tomorrow, it can be automated to a great extent. And in future, when the whole world will become more agentic, I'll just give you a simple example of agentic world, because I had to tell you, because in very soon you'll be seeing that kind of world where your mobile phone will not look like what today, your operating system will not look like what is today. Rather, instead of the apps and instead of the operating system, you'll have an agentic universe, agentic ecosystem, where all will be agents and not apps. And you'll have different agents, like one agent can do the attendance tracking, one agent can take care of all the financial management of yours or of the organization. So these agents are going to work for you. These are all virtual, intelligent, artificially intelligent agents, will work for you, will learn from your behavior, will learn from your instructions and conversations, and will get better day by day. So soon, in another next 5 years, you will have agentic universe who has got information not only from you, but from all the best teachers of the world. So they are learning from everywhere. They are not learning from you only. They're learning from everyone. And they're serving you. Isn't it the best part? Okay. So how do AI and technology affect education? Let's see. Let's understand. So can you see the board here? Like, it's very strange. Like when I came up with data and by PDO, they have done a survey. 64% are still believing the AI can replace teachers. If you ask me, I would say yes, this is not a bad data, but it is not that 64% believe that a teacher will replace, then it will not be 100% teachers will be replaced. By a certain amount of teachers will be replaced, as I said last time. And 63% think the quality of education is deteriorating. So it's a kind of anomaly. 64% saying that, okay, it can be replaced, and already they know that 63% believing that it is deteriorating. But at the same time, 74% believes that technology access to education has made it easier. So it's a little confusion state here. 2 years back, it was denial, or 1 year back, it was denial. Today, it was confusion, which is moving towards panic. So it's denial to confusion to panic. We are moving towards this. How to stop it? Learn. Learn and upgrade yourself. Make yourself better so that you can cope up and become that elite percentage of teachers who are equipped with this knowledge. What are the risks of using AI? We all know there are a lot of miscommunications. There are, the evaluation of critical thinking, the 21st century skills are not yet there. It will be there very soon, but it's not yet there now. And the unique talents and experiences cannot be detected at this present moment. So yes, there are still gaps to reach the the artificial general intelligence, which we talked about, AGI, but they are moving very fast. Some of them are very promising, and some of them are very optimistic to reach there within
Sorry
few
to
months.
interrupt, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
As we are running out of time, so let's proceed with the questions from the
No,
participants.
we have 10 minutes, right? I'll be finishing. We need to go a little. We have 10 minutes, right? Hello, Priti? Hello,
Hello.
we have 10 minutes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we'll take it up in maybe last 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
So I'll just go a little faster because I wanted to show you how the prompt to be written at least. AI interaction guidelines. These are the very important slide. This is if you want to take screenshot, you can. Otherwise, I'll share this PPT already to HR. They can give you some of the this thing. So AI is a companion. Use polite languages. Feed with accurate information. Ask the right questions. Validate the information coming from AI. Regulate the AI usage. Don't make it as like whole day you are using AIs. Stay updated and prioritize human intelligence. Again, I repeat, human stupidity is the biggest threat and not artificial intelligence. So we have to reflect on that again. And when not to use AI, again in a clockwise manner. Unclear learning outcomes as a teacher. This is mainly for the teachers. Okay, if your learning outcomes is unclear, don't use AI. If you lack Bloom's taxonomy knowledge, don't go for AI. It will be a horrible combination. You have insufficient pedagogical skills, please get also upgraded with pedagogical skills, then come to AI. Uncertainty about learner profiles, there is a risk. Inadequate check for understanding, again a problem. Unprepared for to validate AI output, should not happen. You should not take that AI output as absolute. And unwilling to consult experts. If these are the things that are happening to you, then do not use AI. Do not go for prompting. Just basic, before we go for Q&A, I'll just show you some promptings. So this is there are many models of prompting of a prompt engineering. This is one of the model, but I'll skip here and I'll go to my favorite model. I'll hold it here for some time and then go to my favorite model, which is this one. Very easy to remember. It's a REST model: role, action, context, execute. So when you're writing the prompt, these are the 4 things. Just remember these 4 things. Okay, very easy to remember. Role, define the role. Who are you? What you want to do? Then the action, what you want to do. Then the context. Context means like you can give an example also. No? Relevant details that happen. And then execute. How, in which style, in which format you want the output. So these 4 are the basic structure of any prompt. I'll be trying to give one example to you. So this is an example in front of you. Like the first one is an OK prompt. Most of you using ChatGPT writing these kind of prompts. A lesson plan about multiplying fractions for 5th graders. Makes no sense. It's not a good prompt. A better prompt: act as an expert. Now look at this. Act as an expert is the role. Act as an expert mathematician and a teacher skilled in designing engaging learning experience for upper elementary students. Design lesson plan about multiplying is the action. But there is no context here. So it is a good one, but not the best one. Look at the best one. You are an expert mathematician and teacher skilled in universal design. This is a role. Design an accessible lesson plan about multiplying fractions for 5th grade students interested in soccer. Action. The lesson should include a hands-on activity. It's a context. You can actually give an example here better, and frequent opportunities and collaboration. Last one is the style or execute, is the format your response in a table. So which format you want it. This is a good prompt. It can be better still, but this is a good prompt. This is in these three context of these three examples, this is the best prompt. I hope you're understanding how it is done. So what I'll do, I will just demonstrate one prompt to you. Let's prompt, and then we can go to the querying. Is it okay, Akriti? Can we have one prompt example so that they know how to write it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for your benefit, I'm taking a lesson plan because I hope that most of you are teacher here. So let's write a lesson plan. So you are a teacher of, say, biology. Biology is not my subject, but I'm taking it. Biology of standard 6. You need to design a lesson plan on the topic respiration with the following in mind. One, the lesson plan must have an outcome, a learner outcome. Now, this is important. You should know the learner outcome. Otherwise, your lesson plan will never come out well. Learner outcome of students. Say, I'm just writing it fast so that all students will identify and compare. Remember Bloom's, identify and compare the different organs and components required for respiration in a human body. Okay, the lesson plan must have a starting activity of not more than 5 minutes. The lesson plan must have an inquiry based main teaching activity. Lesson plan must have some understanding and analysis level questions for check for understanding. And you may write there must be a plenary at the end of the lesson plan, including a reflection section. Design the lesson plan in a tabular format. Now let's see. Can you see this? Isn't it amazing? Now, I will not say that this is an absolute lesson plan. There can be a lot of improvement on this. You can actually add to your prompt more stuff, give some example. You can actually teach your chatbot in uploading some of the, this is a chat GPT I'm using, there can be many other, uploading one of your sample lesson plan and tell it that, okay, can you follow this pattern? So this is an amazing tool. And even I can say, can you please create one assessment rubrics from this lesson plan. It will give you a fantastic rubrics also. And it is also asking me like, which is your, it is asking me which response will like more. So it is giving me a rubrics and asking me that which one you like more. So it is giving me a choice now. So this is like, kind of an amazing stuff. I think we can stop here now because this is a good lesson. I will stop here with a bad prompt and good prompt. We don't have time to go to the AI tools. There is a section that will be covering in the next part, next session. If you are registered, you can join here. So these are some bad prompts and good prompts. And we'll be covering this part of it very fast and we'll go to the AI tools mode. We'll be covering that. Okay. So any Q&A, Akriti ma'am? You can actually scan this and give me.
Participants, if you have any query, you can drop it out in the chat box. So then sir will answer the
Right.
questions.
Or you can just, you can, email me also at my email ID is given here. Right. I'm just chat.
Sir, there's a one question.
Yeah.
So the question is, can you please suggest few AI chatbots or websites for kindergarten teachers?
Okay. My answer to you is like, at least for next 5 years, don't even look into it. Like kindergartens, like should not be bothered about any kind of, like chatbots. You can do it with your own interest. That's fine. There is a, uh, I will not say kindergarten, but you can look at Khan Academy Kids, which is a fantastic platform. You can look at Class Dojo, another wonderful platform for kindergarten, especially in the classroom management. And they have also got fantastic AI tools, AI integrated things. But I would rather say try to keep them as much away from technology as possible at this present moment. There will be time maybe in future when you have to do it. There will be no other way. But at presently, no. I think they should not be involved. That's why I said that early childhood educators are completely safe. It's no problem. Any other question, ma'am?
Yeah, sir, there's one more question. How can teachers get more equipped with AI tools? If you know, do share.
So my suggestion will be just get yourself a specialist, become a specialist in writing prompts. That's the first step because no matter what tools you will start, if you are joining the next session, you will see that there are a lot of tools I'll be mentioning. But no matter what tool you use, ultimately it will be the prompting. How you're writing the prompts that what I showed you just now. There are several formats, but RACE is a very simple format where you are, the role, the action, and the context and the execution. These four things, if you keep in mind, then you can write better prompts and you can get better while writing prompts. And as you get better in writing prompts, the bot that you're using, the chat bot that you're using, will also be better along with you. That's why I said that don't use it as a tool, use it as a friend, use it as a companion. So as you will develop, that bot will also develop with you and they will give you better outputs. But please remember what we discussed today. Never ever go to a AI bot or AI, like tool without becoming a better teacher. That can be dangerous and disastrous. So please keep that in mind. I'll be, like that's my email ID. You can email me any question, any kind of, if you have come up with some good prompts, please you can share with me and, or you can message me in LinkedIn whatever you feel like, and I will be answering it. Is it okay? Is it fine, Akriti ma'am? Like, because I think we are already in 4:20. No?
Yeah, sir. Yes.
Any other question? I don't think so. There is a
No.
link. There is a link I've shared. If you have not been able to, do the QR code or scan the QR code, please, click this link and give the feedback.
So, as we can see, we have received a good participation from the participants.
Right.
So, we just wrapped up as an insightful exploration for how generative AI can enhance teaching workflows. A big thank you to Mr. Abhishek Bakshi for delivering such a practical, forward thinking session and for showing us that AI isn't just a tool but a true teaching ally. But don't go
Thank
log off just yet. We are only halfway through today's journey. Join us again at 4:30 p.m. for the second session of the day, where Mr. Bakshi returns to take us even deeper into generative AI for teaching and learning purposes, part 2. So this time, the focus shifts to using AI ethically, effectively, and responsibly in real classroom settings. And a quick note to all participants, to receive your e-certificate, please fill out the feedback form that will be sent to your registered email ID after the session. And we will share your e-certificates by the next week. So be sure to check your inbox. And remember, a quiz is scheduled for May 31st, giving you a chance to win Amazon vouchers worth up to 25,000 rupees. On that note, let's continue to embody the spirit of Badalte Siksha and Badalte Sikshak. We will see you back at 4:30 p.m. Let's keep learning, innovating, and leading together. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.